influence on me ending up being what I'm playing, you know, that I'm a musician and everything today.
What are some of those records that you're referring to?
The first record that I ever got, which was Louis Armstrong and the Hot Five. And aside from the fact that there was a song on that record called All That Meat and No Potatoes, which I used to just walk around singing all the time when I was a kid, and it went, all that meat and no potatoes, just ain't right like green tomatoes. It had Louis Armstrong, who was probably the greatest musician that ever lived. And I remember I have this distinct memory of when I first started playing the trumpet, before I started playing the bass. And of course I wanted to be as cool as Louis Armstrong, and still my whole life is based on one day perhaps, you know, approaching the level of cool of Louis Armstrong and, you know, aging with grace and dignity like he did. But this old guy said to me, this real old guy, and I was playing the trumpet and I thought I was pretty hot, and he goes, let me tell you one thing. He goes, lots of cats, they play high, they play fast, they play with all kinds of technique. You see these guys, they can play every trick in the book and every lick in the book, but no one ever played music like Louis Armstrong. And he was completely right. And that was, you know, a big important thing for me. And that was the first record I ever had. And then from then on, I just started getting all kinds of records. And
in that he's just so absolute.
In that every note is just pure, beautiful music. The thing, a great musician plays one note, and it's a beautiful thing. And one note implies that if he wanted to, he could play 10 billion notes. But, you know, just one simple note is a beautiful thing.
Right.
One time a friend of mine went to go see Thelonious Monk play, the great pianist Thelonious Monk, and he was playing Carnegie Hall, which is really a prestigious gig for a jazz musician. And he came out, and everybody was there, and they were all excited. And Thelonious Monk came out, and there was a big grand piano with a pot of flowers on it, and everyone was there in their hoity-toity suits and ties and stuff, ready to see the amazing Monk do his thing. And he walked out, and he just slammed the potted plants into the piano, let the lid slam shut, and just went and played one note and split. And you know, that probably would have been the greatest concert ever. I wish I could have seen it.
Just that one note.
Yeah, just that. When I was a kid and I had my first bass, I wanted to be like Jaco Pastorius, so I ruined my first bass because I ripped out all the frets somehow and tried to sand it, and I just wrecked like a complete bass, and I didn't have a bass. But I gave up trying to be like Jaco Pastorius. You know, like as far as my influences as a musician, I've never tried to be like anybody, but I I don't want to imitate anybody or be like anybody, but I want to be open to everything.
Right.
And so, you know, as much as I can dig, like somebody who would do something like this in a song, you know. Which is the simplest, most
Punk
amazing
rock.
thing, punk rock. I can dig something really complex, you know, like. And there's all kinds of, you know, there's. I'm kind of being awkward, but what I'm trying to say is that I just.